Morning everyone. You're joining me at Shoreham today. I'm hoping, although I haven't seen any catch reports, that there might be some autumn plaice around. To be honest, I've never fished here for autumn plaice before. Usually I'd go to Brighton Seafood or Eastbourne. In fact, my original plan was to go down Eastbourne, but there's a lot of shingle shifting work going on to me locally, so I'm trying to avoid it all. So I've come down to Shoreham. I've got Alex with me again today. If you've watched a couple of my recent videos, you've seen he's joined me. So he's come down for a session. I got up at 5, headed down to the beach after I'd had some breakfast and a cup of tea. And now I'm setting up my gear. One rod's already out. But anyway, you've probably gathered the plan for today is to see if we can pick up an autumn plaice. Now, the tides do rip around here sometimes, but I'm starting off with the rod I've cast out already. I've got a hybrid lead on there, just to see if there's much movement around, if there's much tide pull. I've got plenty of grip leads with me anyway, and the other 2 rigs I'm going to be using that I haven't cast out yet are both going to have grip leads on. And I might have to switch them all up to grips. We'll find out how the session goes. I'm only using one kind of rig today. I'm going all out with my 3 hook loop rigs, 18-inch snoods, size 2 hooks. So this is getting this rod set up. This is one of my favoured competition performance 2-piece rods. Both with multipliers today. This one, fathom 15. The other one's got my 7HT. So I'll just clip that. This is what I'll do. I'll get the line up and then I'll just put the little clip there. Stops it blowing around. So pop that down. I have here my loop rig. So I'll just unwind this. We can take a little look. I'm running quite low on rigs at the moment. I'll have to make some more up. It's a good thing to do in the winter anyway, when the weather's not as good. Make a load of rigs at home. So here we go. Hopefully this will untangle all right. Yeah, it's getting there. And it's got a little hooked on the cascade swivel. Nearly done. So at the top of the rig, we have the SRT spring. Well, half an SRT spring. I always chop them in half, trapping that top swivel. There's the 18-inch snood. I've got on these rigs size 2 super match hooks, and the little bait stop there. I'm actually using these Tronic Pro rubber stops on this rig. I thought I'd give them a go. Usually I tie my own stop knots with rig gun, but because I was making a lot of rigs all at once, I thought I'd try these little stops. In fact, I was using them the other day and they seem to work really well. A bit quicker than the stop knots. The middle snood, I'll get there in a second. We've got that trap between 2 beads, the swivel there trapped between 2 beads and the rig gum stops. Cascade swivel, so the top hook's going to clip on that. The middle snood's exactly the same as the top, 18 inches long, with the size 2 super match and the bait stop. And then down at the bottom end, just get this untangled. Again, it's 18-inch snood. Oh, get there. Bear with me. This is the trouble with needing different glasses for different jobs. Right. So it's an 18-inch snood again. There we go. But it's got the bait stop there. Part way up, because it's a loop rig, we've got the cascade swivel. And at the top of the snood, my 2.5 inches of silicone tube just pushed onto the swivel there to kick it away from the grip lead, which is put on the splashdown. So all 3 of my rigs are like this. We're going to see how it goes. If things don't work, I might try different rigs later, but I'm all about having a bit of a relax today. I've had quite a busy time, so I've come down the beach to chill out, try and catch these plaice. What about the bait? I've got 5 wraps of lug that are fairly fresh. I've already taken one out the cool pag. So here we are. I've got a little ice pack in there with them wrapped in that cloth you might have seen. But you can see they're kind of towards the end of their life. If I give it a slap, it's just starting to tense up a little bit. So you can see these are quite old. These are probably the last day I'd want to use these worms. So we're going to have a nice session, hopefully, see what's about. And wouldn't it be lovely to pick up a 50 centimetre plaice? You've seen recently, if you watched some of my other earlier videos, you'd seen I caught a beautiful 49 centimetre, £3.2 plaice. Now, wouldn't it be great to better that? And autumn on the south coast is the best chance we've got of picking up a nice big fat beauty. So see you shortly. So here we are, all baited up. Look at that, lugworm on each hook, all clipped down, lovely. Ready to go. Let's get the baits out. Here we go, ready to whack them out to sea, guys. When this tide comes up a little bit more, just a couple of hours off high, I'll be casting from the top. It'll be a bit easier, flatter ground. That reel seat nicely cranked up. Check my drop length, a little bit longer. My mag's on. Tighten them up just a couple of clicks because I'm not sure what setting that is. And we're good to go. There we go, casting that to the left to avoid the other one. Not the best cast in the world, that, to be fair. I think I'm a little bit tired. Sure, I'll do better next time. We all have a slightly dodgy one now and again, though. Well, if you take a look at my right-hand rod, you see the tips lifted right up. So it looks like something might have moved the lead. We're going to reel this one in, see if we've got anything. I've got my third rig baited up, ready to go. My third rig's actually slightly different from the other two in that it's got 1/0 hooks on instead of size 2s. But in other respects, it's basically the same. Now there is a hybrid lead on this, so sometimes it can feel like it's digging in the ground when you're reeling in. But there does feel like there's a bit of weight here. Wouldn't it be lovely if first chuck we got the target species, eh? Yeah, I think there might be something on here. We'll see though. Could just be that lead dragging in the bottom. But I think there's more likely a fish on this because it is quite hefty, yeah. Now it's getting closer to the edge, it's pulling more. This is a fish. What do we have? Hey, flatty. That's it, target species, first chuck. Not the biggest, but it's the target. Oh, that is what we came for. So the loop rig is doing the business. We've got a little baby plaice. Let's hope it's bigger brothers out there and we can pick some more up as the session goes on. I'll get this guy put in the bucket, unhook him and then get him sent on his way. Well guys, Alex has had a bite as well. So we're going to walk over. Sorry, I'm wobbling the camera. It came off. Oh, keep reeling though. We'll see if Alex has got anything here.
It's heavy.
Heavy?
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
And then just nothing. Wrong cast.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gone.
Oh man.
Next time, next time.
I reckon that was about
Bottom hook, that's had a go at, look.
90, 100
Some,
pounds.
2 hooks have had a go at, the top one's untouched. Middle 2 hooks there.
Messy black lug.
Yeah. Next time, eh? Maybe next cast. So I've got my spare rig ready to go back out now after getting distracted with the excitement of Alex's bite. So I'm going to get these baits chucked out. I'm going to cast from the top this time. Tide's come up a little bit more. There's not really a lot of advantage to moving down closer now. So we're going to get these baits out. I'm just going to move to the right so I don't whack the camera. There we go. The baits are back out. It'd be lovely if there's a sea of plaice out there, wouldn't it? Let's get this back in the tripod. Well guys, the rods have been out a little while. It's time to reel the left one in, check the baits, see what we've got. I haven't seen any signs of Plaice action on this one. We'll see when we reel it in. Well, let's see. There might be something on here, there might just be the grip lead pulling. I'm very, very non-committal today, aren't I? I think it's just the grip lead, to be fair. Tide's come up quite a lot now. Not far off high tide, I reckon. Yeah, there's no fish on this one. But I got the rig with that hybrid lead ready to go back out. Which is the one we already picked up a fish on earlier in the session. We'll see if anything's had a go at the baits. Alex reckoned he had another bite just now. Here we come, through the water. Let's see. Something has sucked a little bit, I think, at the bottom hook. The worm's gone nice and pasty looking. But to be honest, I'm not sure about that. Possibly, possibly not. So we'll go with not. So we'll get this one unclipped. Those top two hooks are certainly untouched. Get that lead down by the tripod leg. There we go. And we're good to go. So there we go, see? Look at those lug. What Plaice could resist that? Let's get them out there. So here we go, all ready to get cast out. I'm going to walk quite a bit to the left. Make sure I keep space between the lines. Drop links a little bit too long, that's better. Not twisted around the eye, and we're good to go. So I think this hybrid that I've got on here, it's either 5 or 6 ounces. I might check it later, I think it's 5. Right, let's get these baits out. That was a slightly better cast than the first one I did with this rod. Back out fishing. I want another Plaice. Well, we're going to reel the one in on the right. This was the one I caught the Plaice on earlier in the session. Let's see, have we got anything? Hopefully not Alex's line. He cast a little bit to the left just now. And the tide's taken me a little bit to the right, as it does down here. Am I reeling you in? No. I've got some weight on here then. I think I might have something. Tide is definitely running from left to right at the moment. Because my other rod that I'm not reeling in, I walked right down the beach to cast that out and it's gone to the right already. Oh, this has just gone a little bit lighter. Yeah, it's lightened right off. Trying to work out which line's which side of which. I'll definitely cast this one more to the right than the other one, but they're looking a little bit close. But then if there is a bit of tide pull and the other one's got a fish on it, we'll take it down tide more quickly. Have I got you? No, not me. Somebody's had a go at my middle hook though. So look at that. Very clear evidence that a Plaice probably has gone for that hook. This is my other rig that I said had the 1 O's on it. So if that was as small as the other one, it might not have got the hook in its mouth. So we're going to get this one unclipped, get the other rig chucked out. Put that lid down there. A quick changeover. And again, I'm going to walk down to the left because the that's the way the tide's taken everything. We're going to get these lovely baits chucked out. So here we go. Given that there's virtually no wind, I'm going to just tempt fate and take another click off my mags here. That could be very risky. Get the drop length right. I could live to regret it. I haven't got a spare reel, so I really would be regretting it if I got a nasty little birdie. Ooh, sea's getting close. Right, let's go. Back out. Right, time to check some baits again. Let's see what we have on here. This is the one with the hybrid lead. And I can tell the tide's taken it from left to right. Not too quickly though. Sometimes I've fished down here in big tides with 6-ounce grips and they've been just not holding at all. So that's a bit insane. But so far the hybrid lead's doing all right. And I've got 5-ounce grips on those other 2 rigs, as I said earlier. And they're holding perfectly. Here comes the leader. The sea is crystal clear today, it's lovely. Oh, we've got a bit of tangling going on there, that's a shame. Anyway, I'll sort that out. Get the other rig out. Never like it when I get a tangled rig. Unclipped, but it's just obviously got tangled up somehow or other. I'll have to check, make sure I'm putting my swivel in the cascade at the bottom properly. Anyway, let's get these ones whacked out as well. I'm going to walk down here to the left. Right. Loosen off the mags of the couple. Good to go. Still no lifting. Take 2 more clicks off the next cast. I think that little turnstone's come to eat bits of bait that I've been chucking on the ground. Very cute. Alright, give that a bit of slack line. Put that on that side. Anyone else do this? Swap your rods over sometimes? It's a bit of a habit of mine. Oops. Need to loosen that drag off a little bit. That's better. Pop that back in the rest. Great. All I need to do, rebait the spare rig, work out why it got tangled, and then I can sit down for 10 minutes while we wait for a Plaice. Well, what can I say? It has all gone, well, gone quiet. It is quiet. It hasn't gone quiet, apart from that Plaice first chuck. No sign of anything, but we have had, well, I say no sign of anything. We haven't seen bites, other than one Alex missed quite early on. And we've had a little bit of action showing the baits have been attached, but we haven't had any hookups since. So if there are fish out there, they're probably quite small. That would be my guess. Or finickety, not really interested in feeding, but having a little look. It's time to reel in the one on the right and see what we got. See what the bait's looking like, see if anything's had another nibble. I've got my spare rig baited up there, ready to go. Could do with a bit more tide pull, really. But it feels like either the grip lead's dragging or there's a fish. But that can happen here when you're fishing far out. To begin with, it feels like you're dragging over something, possibly a sandbar or something out there. And then as you're getting closer, it lifts up and you're free. Leader knot's coming down the rod. Nothing at all. This time I got the top hook tangled. Very, very odd why that's happened like that. Oh, I think I remember actually what did happen is it unclipped in the cast. I saw that when I cast it out. So it's obviously just flung up and spun around there. Not to worry, the other two hooks were fishing well. No sign that any of these baits have been touched, which coincides nicely with us not seeing anything on the rod tip. Right, hybrid lead going out this time. Because we haven't really got movement, I'm just going to cast this from here. We're quite close to high tide now anyway. So maybe when the ebb starts, we'll get a bit more going on. This one's going to go in closer because I'm not picking up any fish further out. It's probably about 70 yards, maybe a bit closer than that. Oops. So let's see. I'll get the spare rig rebaited and then we'll check the other one. But yeah, nothing touched those baits. Nothing touched them. There we go. Let's get some fresh worms on. Right, so I sort this rig out. Let's take these worms off first. That's the top hook done, now let's do the middle hook. Get that worm off. These are all a bit whiffy, these worms. Definitely the last day I would use them. So I've managed to tie a knot in my rig. There we go. And the bottom hook. Absolutely untouched bait. Alright, so now we need some more worms. So we're going to do the usual, top and tail them. So I'm going to need 3 of these. 3 sticky blacks. Ooh, that one really is sticky. Last one in the wrap. Put that rubbish behind my box for a sec. So put those there. Give the first one a slap. Chop off the tail. So I'll chop the tail off there. Chop the head off. Get my bait needle. Tail first. This one's toughened up quite well actually. And we get that on the hook. Slide that up. Oh, the stop knot's a bit too low. There we go. Beautiful. Alright, next one. Next worm. Give it a slap. I've got a few too many tails around me. Get rid of those. That one's kind of toughening up. Chop the tail off. So there's the sandy tail. Bop. Chop the head. Tail first. And we'll stick this one on the middle hook. Oh, slide the bait stop up a bit. There we are. And number 3. Vague signs of life. So chop off the tail, chop off the head. Slide it on the bait needle. I'm definitely going to have to wash my hands after this. There we go, look at that. Delightful. And we'll stick that on as well. So there we go, rebaited. Once I've got this worm on, all that's left to do is hang it back up on the tripod. Get it all clipped up, ready for the next chuck. Right, a couple of those of rinse. Get the worst of it off anyway. There we are. So let's get this hung back up. Right, get the bottom hook in the splashdown. Get that cascade. Put the middle hook on there. Oh, that's gone a bit loose. Maybe that's why it come unclipped. Haven't got quite the right tension there. It's one thing I like about using these rig gum stops. It's very easy to adjust the rig on the fly. There we are. I need a bit more tension there. There we have it. Hopefully that will not come unclipped. So when I set that tension on that spring, I'll make sure it's only just starting to compress. And that way it's got space to squish a little bit more if it needs to. Right, time to reel the left one in. Let's see what's happening. Nothing by the look of it. We're pretty much on high tide. We're not quite 5 minutes off, so it's basically high tide, isn't it, for all intents and purposes. Thankfully, it hasn't come over this little ridge. I was worried we were going to get a bit of a channel of water here, but it hasn't happened today. Sometimes that happens down at this venue. I did think I actually had a couple of plucks on this earlier on, and it does feel heavier. So I have a little bit of hope. And there might be something on it. Certainly a nice bend in the tip if it is only the lead. Stripped. Well, Alex has just reeled his in, said it's stripped. It's probably just small things out there pecking at the baits. Well, this one's out further than I thought. Well, there's no fish on here. If there was, it would have been fighting for its freedom now. Well, the bait is half off the bottom hook. And the other two look fine. So let's get them changed over. I'm going to walk down to the left again to cast this out. But what can be resisting these lovely juicy worms, eh? Look at that. If you were a fish, wouldn't you want to gobble that up, eh? I think so. Let's get the bag out. Sorry, little bird. Going to just scare the turnstone a little minute. Oh, and off you go. He's been eating my bits of bait that I've been chucking on the beach. Very cute. Check the drop length. A little bit longer. Oh, my grip lead's not set right. Here we are. Not twisted around the top eye. We're good to go. So I'm going to go for sort of middling distance this time. There we are. Had lifted a little bit. I started to get a bit nervous there. But no birdie, no crack off, we're all good. Well, we are now into the ebb. Let me just come round here a second, see what you can see. Oh, I'm just going to move the camera. That's a bit better. We're into the ebb. We're going to reel in the one with the hybrid lead on it. That's the one on the right. tips have been motionless. It's a shame really, because it's a glorious day down here, considering that we're, you know, late in the year. It is kind of funny reeling in these hybrid leads, and they do what they're supposed to do, which is grip a little bit. You might be able to see Alex reeling in as well. Both checking our baits. Oh, little turnstone's just thrown off. Alex's baits look untouched to me. Well, nothing has touched those baits. Nothing at all. So we're going to change them over. I'm going to try one in really close this time. Put that lead down there. Really close, like as close as I can get close. I'm going to tighten up my mags before I cast it. That's on full. Let's get them out. How close can you go? It's 25 yards maybe. Going to try something different, eh? Don't try anything different, they're going to keep getting the same result. It's a hard session, that's for sure. Oh, it can only get better. Oh my, oh my. I was just chatting with Alex about trips to Norway, and the left-hand rod gave me a really nice pull down. Hopefully it's a Plaice. It was just like, definitely something having a pull. There it goes, there it goes. And we know with the Plaice fishing, we've got to let them take it down, and that's what I want to catch. So I'm going to wait and hope that that is what's having a go at my bait. That's probably because we're quite, you know, we're a bit into the ebb now, and there's maybe a bit of tide pull out there, hopefully. Which there hasn't been very much of today at all compared to what it can be like down here. Make it all worthwhile if it's a really nice big chunky one, wouldn't it? Sitting here on the beach waiting for the Plaice. If you haven't seen my Norway videos, there's a couple of them. Hopefully they've both gone up by now, by the time this one's up. But I did catch some really beautifully marked Plaice out in Norway. Right, let's take a note of the time. It's 5 to 11. So I'm going to keep watching this for a couple of minutes and I'm going to reel it in. There, it's still there, look. It's still there. There it goes. It's definitely still there. Right, I'm going to lift into that, see if it's on. I know that's not the 2 minutes I said, but that's biting quite well now. If it's not on there, I'll put the rod back down. It's very hard to tell. Right, it's coming in. It's coming in. Yeah, we got weight. Definitely got some weight on this. Certainly a nice pull down on the rod tip. Yeah, it's pulling. Feels like it's swimming to the right. Alex thinks I've got him, which might be why it's pulling to the right. Well, we got the fish, and everyone else is line. There we are, free. There we go. I'm surprised we had such a big bite off such a little fish, to be honest. But there we go. Another one of the target species. About the same size as the first, maybe a little bit smaller even. But we're going to get this guy unhooked to get him chucked back. And that one was cast out a fair whack. So that's where the next one's going to go as well. Get it whacked out. Well, let's get this beautiful fish sent back. It's unhooked well. No blood. There he is. Little baby one. Oh, there he's the right way up. And he's gliding away there. There we go. Another one lived to tell the tale. Well, we're going to take a look at the one I chucked close in. And then I'm going to change it so that the next rig is chucked far out, because that's where I picked up that place. And look, the sun's just come out. It's a lovely, lovely day down here. There's nothing on this one, but it won't take long to get it in. Untouched, absolutely untouched. So we're going to get these other baits out, whack them out there and see how it goes. Need to remember to loosen my mags back off. That'll do. Right, get the drop length right. There we go. Right, let's get these baits out. Watch your heads. It's out there. The reel needs a bit of oil in it. I really should take better care of my reels. Wow. The sun is catching that line all the way out. Very pretty. Right. Fresh baits to replace these untouched ones. Completely, totally untouched. Have a look at this. Look at that. They're all like that, pristine, just like they were when they went out. Anyway, I'm still going to stick fresh ones on. Well, guys, we're taking a walk over to Alex. He said it feels heavy. I'll try and make sure the camera's level.
Heavier than a 6-ounce weight. Let's put it that way.
Maybe you're reeling me in. Yeah. What have you got? What have you got? Squid. Squid bait, not squid feed.
Okay, cut that.
Cut that. There you go. Don't worry. That's going to be in the final cut. Well, it's coming up to lunchtime. I'm going to check this rod on the left here. Alex has just reeled in. Looked like something had a little tiny munch on his top hook. The other two were untouched. Let's see if we have things on here. Hasn't exactly been fish filled today, has it? There's nothing on this. It's coming in very easy. Have the bait's been touched? Something's had a go at the top hook. The other two untouched. Let's have a look at this top hook here. Look at that. Something is definitely munched on there, look. Anyway, time to get the other rig on. Chuck it back out. That's the hybrid lead. Getting some interest from something alive. So again, get the sloop rig out, get some baits back in the water. I'm just going to disrupt this little turnstone family. Sorry guys. You've had plenty of free bait today though, all those bits of lugworm I've been chucking on the beach. Let's get these baits back out. Get the drop length right. Just going to put the lead back to about the 2 o'clock position. There we go. Get my feet comfy. And we're good to go. back out. Well, it's time for a little update. We're quite a long way through the session now. I'm not sure how much longer there's going to be. I've still got one wrapper lug left. Yeah, it's very, very quiet. There's been a lot of reeling in and casting out in this video. A lot of baiting up. Well, not a lot of baiting up, but I put some baiting up in, I think. So yeah, we're going to keep fishing. We're well into the ebb. It's now nearly 2 hours after high tide, and it's just been those two fish so far. I suppose I could have tried different rigs, but I wanted to stick with the loop rigs today just to see how it went. And it's gone very slowly. Alex has been using different rigs to me anyway, and he's not been picking up bites. Yeah, so don't really know what else to do. Just keep trying, keep fishing, see if that last wrapper lug is going to pick me up a lucky place. So let's get the one on the, which one did I cast out recently? The one on the left went out recently, so the one on the right is coming in. I've got my loop rig with the hybrid lead baited up, ready to go. Oh, that is dug in, that's it. It is moving. This one went out quite a long way. The wind's picked up since we got here this morning. The sky's actually cleared a little bit. You probably can't see because it's sort of mostly behind the camera, but there's quite a bit of blue sky actually appearing now, which is quite pleasant. Alright, we're nearly in. Well, the hooks do show signs of being munched. I've shown you a few of those already, so I'm not going to bring them over to the camera this time. I'm just going to get this rig changed over. Get the other one out. So let's go. Let's get this hybrid lead out there. Nice drop. Tighten up the mags one click just because this lead doesn't fly as well. Back at the 2 o'clock position. The sun is right in my eyes. Can't see where that went. Slightly blinded, but it's back out there. Quite a lot of slack line there. There we go. Time to get fresh bait on. Well, we seem to have a little bit of tide pull now, pulling from right to left. And this tip's been bending around quite nicely. And what a glorious day it's become. Look at it, the sky has become blue. You wouldn't believe we're towards the end of the year. I'm actually getting too hot wearing all these clothes. Right, that's moving. I've been chucking them out quite a long way because the 2 Plaice I had were both far out, and I know this is generally a distance venue when it comes to the Plaice fishing. And the easterly or southeast wind we've got has picked up a little bit. If you remember earlier in the video, the sea was like an absolute mill pond, and now we've got a little bit of chop, so conditions have definitely changed. And we're still hoping we can pull out another bonus fish before we decide to call it a day. Not far to come now. Here we come, right at the edge. Bottom hook stripped clean, the other 2 untouched. Alright, put the lead down by the tripod leg. Fresh bait's ready to go out. So let's get these Plaice cast out right into the sun. I'm going to be blinded good and proper on this cast. Here we go. Let's chuck them out. So lead back 2 o'clock for a moderately distant cast and we're good to go. Whoa, birdie. That's what happens when you record yourself, isn't it? Ah, look at that. Good and proper done me. Didn't snap though, still connected to the rig. Should have tightened my mags up a bit really. Now that wind has changed. That's a shame. Fairly new line on this spool as well. There we go, coming out. Not a bad one. Last little bit there. Just got a loop in the line. That's it. No biggie. Got a few little kinks there now though. Don't like having kinks in the line. I shall have to re-spool soon. But I'm going to leave those baits where they ended up and keep fishing there. See you in a bit. Well, isn't this weather totally stunning? The fishing might not have been, but the weather has turned into this most glorious day. This is going to be the end of the video. I'm on my last casts now. Well, in fact, I'm going to have one more. But this is the end. And yeah, we've had 2 Plaice. It was the target species. We've done what we set out to achieve, but not in the numbers I was hoping for, to be honest. But still, the target is the target. They might have only been like this size, but they all count. I do love seeing my Plaice. That's it from Shoreham. And thanks to everyone for watching. Thanks to people who have subscribed, and I'll see you next time from somewhere on a beach near me. Or maybe another Norway video. We'll see what's coming up. See you soon, guys.